Around sunrise, a neighborhood shaken in southeast Portland. What we've learned from a triple homicide investigation. Plus, a big disruption for Max riders on the west side. The advice for riders as the Robertson Tunnel is closed for a week. Your news starts now. Good morning and thanks for joining us as we kick off your Sunday. It's 6 o'clock. I'm Libby Dowsett alongside Corey Johnson, and we're hoping for a more mild day today.
Yeah, it'll definitely be quieter than what we saw today, Libby, in the way of rain, but still showers definitely possible for our area. I wanted to start with radar right now so you can see pretty calm out on our Sunday morning, not really wet across many areas, but we did have some rain overnight that we saw. I had a little bit of drizzle on my windshield when I was driving into work this morning, but it looks like all of that has subsided. Cooler temperatures on tap for this morning is what we're keeping an eye on. The temperatures right now, a mixtures of 60, mid 60s across much of our area near the coast, the Willamette Valley, the Dalles sitting at 68 currently. This is a live picture from our Wells Fargo tower camera. A few clouds overhead as we start the morning ahead of sunrise rather. 62 degrees right now. Our Salem tasting room camera out in Sherwood, 61 for us there. And then our Vancouver, the Springs at the waterfront camera, also some clouds overhead and we'll see clouds for much of the morning as we get into the early afternoon. 62 right now in Vancouver though. Out in Salem, copy and paste that number and those same conditions. Now, if you're planning out your Sunday as we start the new week, we are going to start mostly cloudy in the low 60s for the early morning, but by late morning, we'll get into the mid 70s where we could have some chances for showers, Libby.
Yeah, nice and warm. Thank you, Corey. New this morning, a man is dead after crashing a car and then running across I-5 where he is hit by another car. This all started at around 11 o'clock last night. Police tried to stop a driver for a traffic stop along North Rosa Parks Way. The driver wouldn't stop, but police didn't chase him. But he still crashed near the on-ramp to the I-5 southbound lanes. Police say the driver got out, ran across the freeway where he was hit by a car in the northbound lanes. That driver stayed on the scene, but the southbound lanes were closed for several hours. In southeast Portland, a motorcyclist was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries after a crash with a car. This happened just after 8 o'clock last night near the intersection of Southeast Foster Road and Holgate Boulevard. The crash shut down the intersection for several hours while detectives investigated. Portland detectives spent the night working a triple homicide in southeast Portland. Officers responded to a suicide call at 5 o'clock last night and found 3 people dead. Thomas Schultz has more.
Late into Saturday night, Portland police continue to investigate what happened at a home near Southeast 64th and Flavel, where they found 3 people dead from gunshot wounds.
Our detectives have a lot of work ahead of them.
We're saddened for the families and the loss. We're saddened for this community.
Officers initially responded to a suicide call before finding 3 people shot.
And it saddens us deeply when we arrive too late.
Obviously, this investigation is in the early stages, but at this point, we do not believe there is an ongoing threat or danger to the community.
It's unclear who the 3 people are or what led up to the shooting, though Portland police believe all 3 are connected in some way.
You know, I have and will continue to emphasize the sanctity of life.
As detectives investigate the deaths, Portland Police's crisis response team is also on scene to support family impacted and the community as a whole.
I ask for all of us to continue to support one another, to care for one another, to recognize that this impact is significant.
In Salem, a reported burglary leads to shots fired and a standoff. It happened around 1:30 on Saturday near 25th Avenue Northeast and Claxter Road. When officers arrived, they say the suspect, 33-year-old Vincent Chavez, fired multiple shots at them. One round hit an officer's ballistic shield while debris hit a second officer. Eventually, they say Chavez gave himself up. Both officers are expected to fully recover. The family of a man shot and killed in a downtown Portland road rage shooting is suing Multnomah County and Uber for $40 million. In a lawsuit filed Thursday, the family of Ryan Martin claims the man who shot him, Jeffrey Hammond, should not have been able to receive a concealed handgun license. That's because of prior arrests for assault. The suit also says Uber shouldn't have been aware, or should have been aware, that is, of Hammond's history and refused to let him drive for the company. Nearly 2 years ago, security footage shows Hammond shoot Martin after a brief confrontation outside the Moxie Hotel. Police attorney Tom D. Amore says recently he's seen a rise in these kinds of cases.
I think it's a valid case that should be pursued. I think I'm a strong proponent that attorneys need to pursue these cases more.
Amore says cases against local government and companies could lead to stronger regulation and possibly a reduction in gun violence. We reached out to Multnomah County and Uber for comment. We have not yet heard back. A major MAX closure could mean changes for your daily commute on the west side. A week-long TriMet project begins in the Portland area today. It closes the Robertson Tunnel for the blue and red lines. Shuttle buses are available for riders between the Sunset Transit Center and Providence Park MAX station. During the closure, crews will replace nearly 1,000 feet of rail and overhead wire. They'll also deep clean the tunnel and the stations. TriMet officials say the closure could add 45 minutes to your commute. Still, some riders tell us they don't mind the delays.
I'm very pro public transit, so any upgrades they make is super exciting for me.
The shuttle buses will be arriving about every 5 minutes on weekdays, every 7 minutes on weekends. They don't need the tap to get on board.
And you can see exactly where that closure will be on the map on your screen. MAX green, orange, and yellow line trains will not be affected. Regular MAX service will resume next Sunday. The grand opening of a new apartment building in Albina marks a pivotal step in the restoration of Portland's historically black neighborhood. And to celebrate, a block party was held for the opening. Jake Holter was there.
Certainly a joyous day here on Flint Avenue, as these apartments come with a purpose beyond just housing, but giving displaced families and their descendants a pathway back to Albina.
You can go home again, is what we're saying.
Back in the 1960s, the construction of I-5 and the Memorial Coliseum displaced Albina residents, including Albina Vision Trust board member Sharon Gary Smith, who grew up on Benton Avenue just 2 blocks from the new Albina 1 building.
I sat with my parents and understood they're pushing us out, they're taking the land, they're employing eminent domain, which was very racially infused in the days, to be able to claim land for the purpose of serving the public as though we weren't.
Now more than 60 years later, Albina 1 is a way for those forced to leave to return.
This is evidence of what you can do when you dream big and you gather people and you don't let go.
KGW joined a tour of Albina 1 Saturday. The 94-unit complex offers 1, 2, and 3-bedroom apartments, all designated as affordable housing.
We're able to rent all of the units at or around about 48% AMI or below to make them even more accessible.
1-bedrooms, for example, go from anywhere between $676 to $1,062. And most of the apartments will be leased through Portland's North-Northeast preference policy in order to ensure the apartments can go to those displaced from Albina.
It's overwhelming. It's so physically beautiful. This is a real study in bringing everything together, history and restoration and resilience.
And with a nearly $2 million grant from the Portland Clean Energy Fund, Albina 1 is fully electric.
This is literally a showcase for how you can build creatively, efficiently, effectively, for the long haul.
Jake Holter, KGW News.
Veterans Memorial Coliseum is getting a big facelift. The city of Portland says this is the most expensive renovation project of the Glass Palace since it opened in the 1960s. The remodel includes new seating and accessible seating areas, plus extra restrooms and other improvements. This stage of the project will be ready to go by late October when Portland Winterhawks have their home opener. The hockey team is playing its first 11 games of the season on the road to accommodate this remodeling work.